most important part in creative process is incubation. You can never put through a great idea in one linear fashion.
Build Fun itself as a platform, I guess it's kind of like trying to help with that incubation process. Because if you do end up taking a pause, right? This is my thinking there. If you do end up taking a pause, for how long?
That's
right?
also.
Like incubation period can last from I don't know 1 week to 15 years, you know,
Yeah,
or 30 years.
But it can get
like
scary.
you can have that thought boiling in your mind, but if you're not in the right surroundings where someone says to you, hey,
Yeah, exactly.
what are you working on?
Yeah.
You should, if you're not feeling like you're in a safe surroundings to talk about this stuff, and many people aren't, then you're not gonna do it.
That's why the accountability and the consistency becomes important on the platform, and that's what we're trying to design it for.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you might not have, done something that you felt was completely going towards your ultimate goal of this innovation that you want to make or this thing that you want to put out into the world because it's not writing the piece of code, but maybe you're thinking about it, maybe you're struggling of keeping motivated, and if you maybe voice that, there's other people who might want to help you.
In the circle of people where you can learn something,
Yeah.
you will get motivated to do it.
I'll give you 1,000 examples where I was so in my way, in my brain, hardwired to a certain idea and certain version of it, and John left me there to boil there, and he told me, you need to get out of this. You can explore it further, but for how long? Because you need to let it go in a way and go through this different kind of branch.
I started doing graphic design as a way to cope, a hobby, and to paint as a hobby, you know. And I never thought of making it my career or any kind of career path. And then I came here, and then John
Who was the
like,
support?
okay, you should monetize this. You should do this. Here is a business pattern. You know, he taught me the whole technical and the creative aspect of how can you turn something that you're doing and you love to do this. How can you turn this into your project, your business, your stuff? And I'm so grateful for meeting all of these people.
Connect this to the content so far.
Focus on that emotional aspect.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the main themes, because you get to know so much about the person's journey if you're okay, most of us had that moment where something just clicked
Yes.
and you changed the whole path of your life.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Yeah.
How did it happen?
It can be dramatized, for example, having a repeatable question, what is the dark spot, or blind street,
We
or
think of a question we're gonna ask every time, that's very
but,
specific.
to have a kind of catchphrase,
Yeah,
something like that.
catchphrase that's gonna get almost famous for.
We are throwing ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, throw it out. You mentioned the different stages of development of an idea and the creative process and stuff like that. You mentioned that at some point, you're taking a pause. And that's why we're taking a pause today, this week, from Meet the Makers to get into the incubation process to figure out how to go forward next. Thank you. Tune in next time.